Could have been. But me, your man, Louie T, welcome to another episode of the Card Collector Series podcast. I, of course, am your set man, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy this content, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button for more great content. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And also hit the like button as it helps this channel grow exponentially. So at the end of every one of these podcast episodes, we have a pack rip. Today's no different. 2021 NFL Prestige Pack Rip coming at you at the very end of this show. We've done this a ton of times. We've extracted a ton of heat from the Prestige brand this year. Hopefully, on the way out, we've got just a few more products before I put an exclamation point on the Prestige for this year left. Let's hope that we can extract a little something out of it on the way out, and maybe this value pack will provide us a little bit of heat as well. But we'll do that at the end of the show. Today, I'm excited about today's topic because this is something that when I got back into the hobby, these are the types of reasons why I got back in, wanting to unearth gems and, the euphoria. I talked about, if you go back and you watch, my very first video, and some of the subsequent videos thereafter about, why, and even, some of these early podcast episodes, I talk about why I got back in the game and, just missing the rush. When you play sports, there's certain things that you can't get, anywhere else that you get playing sports. And one of those things for me was adrenaline. There was a rush of adrenaline, whether it was nervous energy or just going out and playing and doing something that I love to do. There was just this adrenaline that would come over me that you can't duplicate. And I haven't found it in many other spots. And as I get older, there are less and less competitive things that I find myself doing that allow me to feel that adrenaline. And opening up cards gives me a rush. It's not quite the same as competing in something that I have control over the outcome in, but it's close. It's one of the closest things I can get to is opening up cards. And there's no bigger or better feeling when you open up a pack of cards, a box of cards, what may have you, and you unearth a gem. And I haven't felt that enough recently, but I can tell you some of these hunts, like these last two Wild Out Wednesdays have been spectacular. You watched the video that we had this past week for Wild Out Wednesday, and I got a Kawhi Leonard numbered to 5. That's, again, I don't take, numbered cards lightly, but anything numbered to 10 or less, 25 really or less, and you're feeling really good about yourself, man. I mean, that is exceptional work. And you got lucky, and all of those things that you are out to do when you buy something, when you spend your hard-earned money on it, that's what you're out to get. That's the payoff. And a lot of times when we collect, whether it's to sell or for your PC or whatever the case may be, we're after rookies, specifically, rookies. They're the big ticket items. They're the guys that, are going to go for the most. They're the most valuable that you can put in your PC. Rookies are the epitome of what it means to move the needle in this space, in the hobby. And so whether it's basketball and you're looking for some of the elite rookies like this year, LaMelo Ball, or this past year, LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, or, go 2 years ago to Ja Morant and Zion Williamson, and now 3 years ago. They're 3 years removed now, and they're going into their third seasons in the league. But, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those rookies in the MLB space. It's tough. That's the toughest sport to really, because they're Bowman rookies, their first Bowman card, and that's when they're in the minors. And then there's, their major league rookie cards, but then did they get called up at the end? So there's an update series, and it's convoluted in MLB, but you can still find rookie cards there. And then NFL, you're looking really more so than anything else for the rookie quarterbacks. It's cool if you get a really good rookie receiver or rookie edge rusher or corner, but they're going to pale in comparison to the quarterback position. That's the position that holds the most value in that sport. So if you get a rookie and you get one of the top ones like a Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow from the 2020 draft, you're sitting pretty, This year, you're looking for the Trevor Lawrences, you're looking for the Justin Fields, you're looking for the Zach Wilsons, Mac Joneses of the world, and you'll see if you can unearth any of those gems and hope that those guys turn out to be what a lot of people have prognosticated them to be. But with that said, we always talk about the rookies, and a lot of times it's better to just get a base rookie. You don't want an insert of a rookie. It's cool if you get it. You're not turning it down, but the base cards are where it's at a lot of times. But there are the rare instances where the inserts are the big deal. And I haven't come across any of the major rare inserts that everyone covets in the hobby. And there are others that I, won't talk about today that other people may hold in higher esteem and regard than the ones that I bring up today. But there are three in particular that I've been hunting after, some more aggressively than others. I will admit this, but nonetheless, I've come up over in that department. And they're rare. Again, when they're rare, they're rare. And a lot of times you get one of these in a case. So you're not getting this in a box. You're getting one out of a case. So if you get one of these, you got the rare case hit. So let's start with Color Blast. I think of Color Blast for me of the three might be the most tantalizing. I think it might be the one that I enjoy looking at the most, which is why I've gone after it several times. You can find Color Blast in multiple sports. In the NBA, you can find it in Spectra. I've never opened a Spectra box before, and you can only get Spectra in hobby form. And Spectra boxes usually set you back anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. So they're the high-end product in terms of hobby boxes. It's not quite National Treasures, okay? It's not quite shucks. What is it? Impeccable, because I have an Impeccable Asia box right under my desk. It's not quite one of those, you know what I mean? And there's some other ones that are pretty up there. But when you're talking about getting a hobby box that doesn't have 10 or 11 or 8 cards in it, but rather it has, 70 cards in it, but still going to cost you an arm and a leg, Spectra is one of the top ones, especially in the NBA. So there's a Color Blast NBA in that they're so rare. I'm dying to get into some Spectra. I really am, but again, I just don't have that money right now. One day I will, but right now it's not the time. And who knows? By the time I have the money, Spectra may not be a thing because Fanatics may come in and say, to hell with Spectra, we're going to do this Fanatics thing. So we'll see what happens. But you can also find it in the NFL. And that's where I've been more aggressive, is looking for it. You can find it in Prisms, and you need a hobby box for that. Haven't been as aggressive in the hobby department with Prism as I was in the NBA, which I want to be a little bit more aggressive Prism-wise in the NFL. Again, I can't part with that kind of money right now. But Obsidian is the one where, and they introduced Color Blast this year. And if you think about the Color Blast insert over the years, it's always had a white backdrop. Okay, so the Color Blast is all these vibrant colors on a white backdrop with the player usually centered. Obsidian, if you follow, Obsidian is one of my favorite hobby boxes to open. They have that clean black background. All right, it pops. It makes all the colors on it look vibrant, and that Color Blast looks even better. It's almost like in HD when you see it on that black backdrop of Obsidian. That's also in the NFL space. And, I tried my hand at that this year multiple times, haven't had any success with that. But Color Blast is something that I'm looking because it's so rare. And I think it's numbered to 25. It's only 25 players that are in that set. I want to get my hands on a Color Blast. So that's one. Another one is Kaboom. I think that's second on the list for me is the Kaboom insert. That's another massive insert that everyone's after. I haven't been aggressive in going after Kabooms yet, but I'm going to turn up the heat on those. So Walmart, the reason that I even thought about this topic to discuss is because I went to Walmart last week and I skipped a week at my local Walmart. My local Walmart is the best. I mean, it's always loaded and it's always got the best stuff. I've been to at least 10 different Walmarts in this area. And my Walmart that's right up the street is by far and away the best. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I got a story to tell about that. We'll save that for another podcast episode. So I go in there this past week, Friday, and man, they're loaded. And I skipped a week because I went far away. I was not close to home. I was far away, and I hit Walmart's where I was, and every Walmart had the same theme that every truck seemed to have delivered, the draft picks chronicles from the NBA. So, we opened up one of those value packs on the podcast either this week or last. So everyone had the megas, the blasters, and the value packs in abundance. And I wasn't interested. So I figured my Walmart had the same thing. Well, my Walmart actually had absolute NFL cards as well. And if I would have known, I would have went and I would have been able to load up, but I didn't know. So I went last week and they had everything. They had NBA Select hangers. They had Donruss hobbies. They had one box of absolute, a blaster box. And I picked it up. I said, this one is calling me. It's got my name on it. And, in my head, I'm saying it has a kaboom in it. So in the NFL space, the kabooms can be found in the absolute brand. And in the NBA, it's in the Crown Royale boxes. So I bought one NBA Crown Royale, and that's when I didn't know what the hell. I just said, man, these cards look pretty cool. I like the price. And I told you, when I first got back into the hobby, I was just buying shit up, random stuff. I didn't know Crown Royale had kabooms in it. And even if I would have pulled one, I wouldn't have known the significance of it. So, obviously now I am aware of what that card represents. I want one in the worst way. I'm going to hunt for one, just like I'm going to hunt for a color blast. And I'm more likely to probably divulge resources to the NFL Absolute to try and get it than the Crown Royale in the NBA. But, whatever, I'm looking for a kaboom either way. And so we'll see if I can stumble upon one of those in the near future. But I'm going to be hunting for them just like the color blast. And then downtown, this is the one where I've been the most aggressive in trying to get it, but I still haven't gotten it, and it's going to be tough. I just know it's going to be tough. Just like the other ones that I've mentioned are super tough because they're super rare, but it's the downtown inserts. And you can find downtown in the NBA space in the 1-in-1, it's a really cool product, but it's expensive, and you're only getting 2 cards, okay? And you're paying like $600-700 for 2 cards, essentially. Now, they're going to be really good cards, and they're going to be really good players. And, it's going to be outstanding value that you're going to get out of it, you hope. But there's no guarantee. But it's one good card and then another one. So usually one is autographed, and then the other one is like an insert or some kind of other, parallel or something. It's going to be a really good card. So that's the NBA space. Then you have the NFL, and it's in Donruss in the NFL. Donruss / Optic. It's just so hard to find. And I've bought countless packs of Donruss. Hell, I've got some, in the stash right now waiting to be opened. I'm going to probably attack a hobby box here shortly because I like Donruss hobbies. We've done that before, and we've had success. And I've had a lot of success with Donruss. Just haven't hit a downtown yet. And I'm dying to hit one of those. But it hasn't happened yet, So I've been probably more aggressive going after downtowns in the Donruss NFL space than any of these other rare inserts. And I just come up over. And I'm going to keep trying. And I'm going to keep hunting. And one of these days, I'm going to unearth one of these gems, and you're going to be along for the ride when I do. And it's going to be one hell of a celebration when that finally does take place. So anyway, what are some rare inserts that you're after? Leave it down in the comment section. If you have already hit one, I'd love to hear the story about it. So if you have any of these already in your possession, whether you bought it or you unearthed one of these gems in a pack or a box, I would love to hear about it. Leave it down in the comment section of this video, along with a like and a sub if you haven't already subbed up. So with that said, that's going to take us to our quick value rip here of this Prestige from 2021. 30 cards, most of it is going to be from, a bunch of base cards. So let's just run through them real quick and to get to the goodies, if there are any inside. Jalen Ramsey, base. Kenny Golladay, base. Josh Allen, base. Auden Tate, base. David Johnson, base. Josh Jacobs, base. Bobby Wagner, base. Justin Jefferson, base. Cam Newton, base. TJ Watt, base. And we'll just get all of the rookies and inserts and put those to the side and get rid of the rest of these base cards and finish up with the good stuff. Budda Baker, base. CeeDee Lamb, base. Myles Gaskin, base. Patrick Queen, base. T.Y. Hilton, base. Malcolm Jenkins, base. Joey Bosa, base. Logan Thomas, base. A.J. Brown, base. And Traquan Smith, base. So now let's get to all of our sunbursts and inserts. Deebo Samuel, sunburst. Auden Tate, sunburst. Justin Jefferson, timestamp. Prestigious Pros, Andrew Whitworth. Powerhouse, Levante David. Living Legends, Fred Biletnikoff. So no heat in this one at all whatsoever. Then we get to the rookies. Jalen Darden. AVT, Elijah Vera Tucker. Seth Williams. And Kelvin Joseph. So that is the value pack, and that is the end of this installment of the Card Collector Series podcast. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll have a brand new episode of the Card Collector Series tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Coming off of the massive Wild Out Wednesday for the second consecutive week in a row, hopefully this next episode is as juicy as the last episode. So that's going to do it for me, your man, Louie T. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Make sure that you continue to support the Card Collector Series by hitting the like button, subscribing, and turning on that notification bell as well. Reminding you here that it's hunting season. It never ends, especially here on the Card Collector Series. Until next time, I'm your man, Louie T, saying happy hunting. Take care.
LouieTeeNetwork.